Hey Keepa Cubs, Mrs. Hoffer here for today's math lesson.
Friends, the goals of today's lesson are that you will know how to separate or subtract two numbers that are less than or equal to 10 to find a smaller number. You will understand how to separate numbers to solve a word problem, and you will be able to use full number sentences to answer word problems with the help of pictures and manipulatives. Okay, friends, like we just learned in today's learning goals, we are going to be hearing all about subtraction again today, Keeble Cubs. But this time, we're not only going to be talking about how we can do basic subtraction problem, friends. We're going to figure out how we can listen to word problems for key details and specific numbers to then figure out subtraction problems with numbers up to or smaller than 10. So, Keeble Cubs, like in any subtraction problem, when we're doing subtraction word problems, we need to write down key details like we just heard, such as math symbols and two numbers to solve for the final number. And Keeble Cubs, do you remember what it's called, how we write down these details? We write them down in a number sentence. So, friends, remember our number sentence here will be the first number, and then we have the minus sign, and this minus sign is symbolic, the symbol for taking away, so subtracting or separating this amount, which is going to be the second number. We have an equal sign for what is going to equal this final amount. And remember, friends, this final amount is what we get from taking this number away. So separating this number from this first number that is going to be larger or the same size. Okay, friends, let's see what our first word problem is today. Jenna has 9 balls in all. If 3 of Jenna's balls are beach balls, how many basketballs does Jenna have? Okay, friends, so I heard some very key details in that word problem that let us know that it's a subtraction problem. We know that it's a subtraction problem because it tells us the total amount of balls that Jenna has at first, which is how many Keeble Cubs? 9. Good job. So we heard that she has 9 balls in all. And then we know it's, again, a subtraction problem because we heard the second amount, which is beach balls. How many Keeble Cubs to be here of beach balls? That's right. We heard she has 3 beach balls, friends. Good job. So we heard those two numbers. Those are the two numbers we're given in the word problem. And again, we know it's a subtraction problem because it's asking for the amount of basketballs that Jenna has. And we aren't given the number of basketballs that Jenna has. So we know it's a subtraction problem because we can take away the amount of beach balls that we were given because that's the number we have from the total amount, and then on our own we're able to find the amount of basketballs, friends. Okay, so let's start. So the amount total is right here. So I'm going to just literally cross through these beach balls. Out of sight, out of mind, friends. These are not here. And then circle all these basketballs. Keeble Cubs, tell me, how many basketballs are there left for Jenna? That's right, friends. Good job. Jenna has 6 basketballs. Fantastic. Good work, friends. So we just found out that if Jenna had 9 balls in all and took away her 3 beach balls, so Jenna had 9 balls in all and separated or subtracted her 3 beach balls, she was left over with 6 basketballs. And then I'm going to circle it here. And we're going to review it just as a number sentence. Keeble Cubs, this is 9 minus 3 is equal to 6. Good job, friends. Okay, friends. For our next word problem, I have 10 pieces of Lego in all. If 4 of my pieces of Lego are red, how many pieces of blue Lego do I have? Well, Keeble Cubs, what do we have to do first to solve this word problem on subtraction? We have to write down our spots below for our number sentence for our key details. Good job. So we have the spots for our 2 numbers, equal sign, and the final number we get will go right here. So we heard some key details in the word problem, friends. Remind me, how many pieces of Lego do I have in all? That's right, Keeble Cubs. In the word problem, we heard I had 10. And what was the second number that we were given in our word problem, friends? We were given the number 4. That's right. 4 for 4 red pieces of Lego. And we're not looking for the total amount, Keeble Cubs, or the 4 red pieces of Lego. We're looking for the blue pieces of Lego. And that's a number that we're not given. So that's how we know that we are looking for a subtraction problem. So, Keeble Cubs, how are we going to solve this? We will cross out the 4 red Legos and count all the total amount of blue Legos that are being circled. How many blue Legos are left over when the red ones are crossed out, Keeble Cubs? That's right, it's 6. Good job, friends. So now we know that I have 6 pieces of blue Lego in all. Keeble Cubs, I've also just circled our number sentence. We have also written a complete number sentence. Read it with me. 10 minus 4 is equal to 6. Good job, friends. All right, time for our next word problem. Kaylee is having a birthday party, and her mom bought her a bunch of balloons for her and her friends. In all, Kaylee's mom ended up buying her 10 balloons. Of the balloons, there were 2 of Kaylee's favorite color, purple and red. Of the 10 balloons, 2 were red. If only 2 of the 10 balloons were red, Keeble Cubs, how many were purple? Okay, friends, what are the 2 numbers that we were given in our number problem? How many total balloons did we just hear Kaylee's mom gave us, Keeble Cubs? How many did she buy her for her birthday in all? 10. That's right. I'm going to write it up here first, and then we're going to write a number sentence. This is another way that we can prepare to write our number sentence, Keeble Cubs, after we listen to word problems. So we know 10 in all. And then how many red balloons did we find out? We found out there was 2. So this is going to be the first number, and that's going to be the second right here. The second number in the number sentence. And Keeble Cubs, We found out the number in total, remember, was 10, and the number of red balloons was 2, but we know that we have to look for the missing number, which is the purple balloons, and that is why we know it is a subtraction problem. So I'm going to write out our number sentence for what we know so far. 10 minus 2 is equal to, but now, Keeble Cubs, we need to solve for this problem because we need to find out how much 10 minus 2 or 10 balloons minus 2 red balloons is equal to, because we need to find out how many purple balloons are left over. So I'm going to circle the purple balloons and count, Keeble Cubs, and tell me how many do we have left if we have 10 minus 2. 8, friends. Good job. 8. So not only do we know that we had 8 balloons that were purple in color for Kaylee's birthday, but we wrote out a complete number sentence. 10 minus 2 is equal to 8. Good job, friends. All right, Keeble Cubs, this is our last word problem using pictures today, and then we are going to practice using manipulatives while still listening to subtraction word problems given numbers equal to or less than 10. Let's get started. Shelly has 9 flowers in her garden in all. Of the 9 flowers, 6 of them are sunflowers. If 6 are sunflowers, how many of Shelly's flowers are roses? Well, Keeble Cubs, what are the key numbers that we heard? What was the first one that goes here, Keeble Cubs? Do you remember? That's right, friends. This is the number that goes here, is the number total of flowers that we heard, which is how many, friends? 9. Good job. And then we'll do the minus sign to symbolize that we're taking away this second number that goes here. How many sunflowers did we hear Shelly had, Keeble Cubs? That's right. Shelly has 6 sunflowers. So then we're going to do an equal sign, and then the final number that we're solving for will go here. Well, Keeble Cubs, how do we figure out how many roses that there are? That's right. We take away all the sunflowers, because all the sunflowers, the 6 sunflowers, are the numbers that we need to separate. So I'm going to draw through all the sunflowers to indicate that we're taking them away, we're separating or subtracting them. And then this amount of roses that is left over without scribbles is the total amount of roses in the garden, or the total amount that we have in our number sentence for 9 minus 6. Keeble Cubs, how many roses are there? What do you count? That's right, friends. 3. Good job. So now we know that there are 3 roses in the garden. Now we have our complete number sentence, Keeble Cubs, which says 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. Good job, friends. Now let's listen to word problems while using our manipulatives. Okay, friends, now we're going to practice listening to subtraction word problems and using the help of our manipulatives, which is going to be Unifix cubes again, to solve the equation. And Keeble Cubs, remember, we are going to still use the same number sentence, which is the first number right here. Here's the minus sign. The second number equals, and then Our final number that we are solving for will go right in this circle. Okay, for our first word problem, Jenny has 10 apples. Of the apples, 5 of them are green. If 5 of Jenny's apples are green, how many are red? So, Keeble Cubs, what can we do to solve this? We can get our Unifix cubes out and then train with the amount that we have. I did 5 of the green ones, the rest are red, and the total amount is 10, like we heard in the word problem. So now we know our key details that we have to write down for our number sentence. The first number being the whole amount of apples that we heard in the word problem. Keeble Cubs, how many apples are there in all? That's right, there are 10. 10 in all. Minus, so separating the second number, minus how many green apples are we taking away? How many green apples are right here? 5, friends. We also heard that in the number sentence, but we can do that by visually just separating these green apples. So we're going to take them away, and we have this amount left over to go in here of red apples. How many is 10 minus 5, or 10 apples minus 5 green apples? How many red apples are left over, Keeble Cubs? Count the Unifix cubes. Good job, friends. 5. So now we know not only that 10 apples minus 5 green apples is 5 red apples, we also were able to figure out a complete number sentence. Read it with me, Keeble Cubs. 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. Good job, friends. Stacy has 7 cats. 4 of them are blonde. How many are brown? Well, Keeble Cubs, let's solve this word problem. We know that we can get a Unifix cube train ready. These are her blonde cats. These are going to be the brown number, and this is the total amount. So let's write our number sentence. What was the total amount we heard that Stacy has of cats? We heard 7. So remember that as our first number in our number sentence. Then we are going to do the minus sign to symbolize that we're taking away a certain amount. And then we're taking away how many of the blonde right here? 4. That's right. We heard that she has 4 blonde cats. We're not looking for the 7 in all or the 4 blonde. We're looking for this final number, the brown cats. Keeble Cubs, tell me, how many brown are left over if we take away the blonde? That's right, friends, 3. Good job. So not only did we just figure out that there was 3 brown cats, but we also just wrote a number sentence. 7 minus 4 is equal to 3. Good job, friends. Okay, friends, let's get started on today's last word problems with subtraction and manipulatives. Terrence has 8 siblings. Of his 8 siblings, 4 of them are redheads. If 4 of Terrence's 8 siblings are redheads, how many have brown hair? Well, friends, I have my Unifix cube train ready. And we have the total amount that we learned, which was how many siblings? What was the total amount of siblings we heard? 8. That's right. So that will be our first number on our number sentence. Then we'll do minus to symbolize we're taking away or separating this second number. which was how many redhead siblings? 4. That's right. Then we'll do an equal sign. And what is the final number that we are solving for that will go in this bubble? If we take away the redhead siblings, how many brunettes are left? 4, friends. Good job. So we know not only that there are 4 brunette siblings, we also just solved our number sentence. 8 minus 4 is equal to 4. Good job, Keeble Cubs.
That's all the time we have today. Keeble Cubs, keep up the fantastic math work.